when it comes to politics. For the best in political, professional wrestling, I listen to American Adversaries on AM 660 The Answer. WORL. I'd go to the mat with these guys any day.
All right, welcome back to the show, folks. That's right, you got the American Adversaries. We still haven't even had our first guest yet. So who said that contest? Come on, this one isn't all that hard.
Jeremiah Wright.
No, it wasn't Jeremiah Wright. Who said no man can tame a tiger into a kitten by stroking it? And it wasn't Michelle Obama either. At least she didn't say it first. She might have said it, but she didn't say it first. No man can tame a tiger into a kitten by stroking it.
It wasn't the bombshell from years ago, Bridget Bardot.
No, boy. I know, I wouldn't mind stroking her, that's for sure. All right, no man can tame a tiger into a kitten by stroking it. Who said that? All right, real quick, another couple of things. Donald Trump said this morning he would bring back waterboarding and aggressive interrogations. He also said that he wants surveillance of certain mosques, and when it comes to the registry, he said it would be for the Syrian refugees, anybody coming in from that part of the world, he would want them on a watch list. All, I think, common sense things, obviously, to some, highly controversial, bringing back waterboarding. Obviously, to the liberals, that's red meat. I mean, that's fundraising material there, buddy.
Let's see, waterboarding, tying a guy down, blindfolding him, dripping water on his face.
But it's more like pouring water on him.
Well, yeah, as opposed to putting 20 or 30 in a cage and lowering him up and down into the sea until they drown.
Yeah. Which Trump referred to when he was talking about this. See, this is where I say history is working in his favor. He is projecting, I'm going to solve the problem. Okay, we'll talk about we'll talk about details later, but here's the deal. I'll solve the problem.
Okay. And it's very simple.
Yeah, right.
Well, here's another thing working in his favor too. He's not a politician, and I'm not just talking about figuratively. He's not a politician, so he can say things that people that are already elected to office can't say. Like, technically, he can say, I'll have Cruz as my vice president. Legally, Ted Cruz can't say, because he is in office, I'll have Donald Trump as my vice president. So there's something more that he's doing that people have to understand. He's saying a lot of things that, honestly, I don't think is any different from what Ted Cruz, even Carly Fiorina would say.
You're right.
The difference is he's smart enough to say it, and Carly Fiorina isn't saying it, and Ted Cruz is legally binded because he is in office, and Marco Rubio particularly because he's on the committee that he's on. He's saying things that they can't say legally.
Well, you see, if I was running for president, I'd have 5 words. It's time for another crusade.
I thought you were going to say it's time for a change. Time for anyway.
It is time for another crusade, because this is not going to stop. I was visiting with German friends of mine today. They came up from Germany for vacation, and we were talking about the crisis, because they live in northern Germany near the sea, and unbelievable what's happening there. The stuff we don't even hear about, right? Yeah, we see some of it in the news, how they're marching and so on.
Mass migration and protests.
The protests and stuff like that. And the whole of Germany's up in arms about this, except for the damn politicians who are importing these. Let me rephrase it. They are bringing in these people.
Right. Well,
I was going to use another word starting with P, but
yeah. Well, This is what I'm talking about, then, see, and this is where the people in the media, the left over this country, don't get it either. And that is, they think, oh, I actually heard him talking about it again this morning. I've heard it all week long. Oh no, when Muslims come here, they assimilate. They become Americans. They're patriotic. They're ready to lay down their lives for America.
And they show 2 politicians who are Muslim, who hate America, all right, and they show 1 Muslim that's in the Marine Corps, all right, but let them come here, all 10,000 of them, Put them on C-130s and ship them to the Arab countries. Saudi Arabia.
Well, see that?
Jordan. Yemen.
They won't take them.
You know what? Dump them there.
But, you know, what we do is we take care of business over there. We do what Trump's been saying for months, which now others are coming along and saying it like they thought of it first, when he's been saying it for months. I'm talking about guys like Beck and others, Medved. You create a safe zone there. You keep them there, all of them, and you provide them a safe zone. And then you work out from that safe zone to create a much larger and larger and larger safe zone so that we don't have to worry about bringing them over here. We don't have to worry about displacing them. And if they want to come here, they can get in line and do it the legal way. That's what needs to be done. And we don't need to be shipping these people all over the doggone world. This, like I said, this has nothing to do with humanitarian efforts and all this other business. It has everything to do with spreading Islam around the world so that it can establish a caliphate around the world in due course.
Right, but I'm saying if they do come here, we ship them right back.
Well, you're the one saying, oh, you got constitutional protections and all this stuff. They're coming here because of religious persecution.
No, they're not.
Well, this is what they would claim.
You can claim whatever you like. They're not. We know it. You know, religious persecution, you would have men, women, and children. Here you've got men,
Mostly.
over approximately 80% between the age of 19 and 40.
Yeah, right.
This is not because of persecution.
Yeah, but
the only ones that are really being persecuted there are the Christians, and none of them are coming over here.
I want to go back to your point earlier, though. If they're just coming here to practice their religion here, what's the big deal?
They're not coming in as refugees, they're coming in as invaders.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's what Islam is at its very core and very root. Nobody in Islam, if they are dedicated to the religion, has any other understanding of it. This is why it does not deserve our constitutional protections as a religion. It incorporates religion into the effort of conquering the whole world.
But they are not. They are coming in supposedly as refugees, which they're not. All right. We're not in the business of just letting other people come across our borders. Sorry, let me rephrase that. We used to be against people just coming across
but you're
our
only
borders.
seeing half the problem. The other half of the problem is the mosques and the Muslims who are already here practicing an ideology that is dedicated to overthrowing our form of government in due time.
But if they have become U.S. citizens, we cannot deport them.
Stand for them.
All right. What I'm saying is if their visas are up, send them home.
That's fine for that part of the problem. The part of the problem that is bigger than that is already here. It's in places like Hamtramck, Michigan. This is what I'm talking about. Dealing with the refugees is not going to solve this problem, you see.
But what are you going to do about it? You're going to put a wall around them and contain them?
Italy has shown us the way. The land of the Renaissance shows us the light. The Renaissance being the Enlightenment. They have declared that Islam is not a religion. That's all you do. You declare Islam to be what it is, a political ideology that incorporates religion into it, much in the same way that Marxism does. Whereas Marxism, it's atheism, but it is a way of controlling your spiritual life in order to get control politically.
And yet, said those words, incorporates.
Right.
So, if it incorporates religion, the religion part is protected.
But you cannot divide it out. That's the problem here, that you cannot set it aside. The religion is the ideology. Once again, it's like Marxism. Marxism, communism tries to control every aspect of your mind. That's why they deny God. They want you to worship the leader like they do in North Korea, like they did with Mao, like they did with Stalin and Lenin. That's why they still have their doggone bodies laying there like wax figures where you can go look at the salt. It's ridiculous that the form of personal deification that they go through. This is the same thing. It is the same thing. It should be treated the same way. It should not have the religious protections that will be used to end our way of life. It's as simple as that.
Buy guns and ammo, everyone, because the poop is about to hit the fan.
Well, all I'm saying is if we're going to accept Islam as a religion and give it all of the protections that we afford every religion in this country, including Judeo and Christian religions, then we may as well give them the keys, because it will only be a matter of time and they will have a Muslim country in the United States. They will use our Constitution against us, like they always do, like they have done, like they did on 9/11. Everything they did basically leading up to that, they might have overstayed a visa here or there, but they basically used our freedoms and protections to murder us.
That, unfortunately, is part of having a weak society.
Yeah. And if we want to keep it, then we're going to have to be realistic. That's all I'm saying here.
Well, who was it that said that if you give up some of your freedom for a little bit of protection, you have neither?
That was, I believe, Ben Franklin who said that.
Okay.
All right, but so what do you want to do? You want to give up your freedom? No. I'm not talking about giving up my freedom. I'm talking about dealing with an ideology as an ideology, not just buying into the disguise of it as a religion.
What it comes down to is having leadership that's courageous. Even Thomas Jefferson, when he was corresponding with Benjamin Franklin, and they went to visit, I forget the leader, in whomever it was in the Middle East, and they wanted to study up on the religion, quote unquote, of Islam, and they came to the conclusion that the Muslim religion was incompatible with the nation, the Judeo-Christian values. So it was the one religion that they would have to be on the lookout for, because it was just incompatible with the Constitution. And I'm paraphrasing, but we're going to have people that recognize and speak to that. I don't think you're going to get that in leadership. I don't think you're going to get that in the political realm. Sad to say, I think it's going to have to come from a lot of us.
Yeah, it's not going to come in the political realm because the politicians do not have the guts to stand up and proclaim truth.
And if you have kids, really, it's time to start sending them to different colleges. It's time to send them to trade schools. It's time to send them to Christian colleges. Unless they are so strong in the faith and they're in STEM programs, or they're going to be a doctor or a scientist, lawyer, it's time to send them elsewhere where they're not going to be brainwashed and indoctrinated by these leftists that are running these college campuses.
By the way, I just got this from one of our listeners. One of these signs that went up Friday is down there near the Dr. Phillips Hospital. And I guess it says on the sign that they're also offering free Qurans, which I'm not opposed to people taking them up on the Quran. Pick one up and read it, especially starting with chapter 47. Mm-hmm. All right? And that's where it says it all right there. I mean, this is a cult. It's a cult every bit like Jim Jones and David Koresh, where they control you right down to your sex life, and if they want you to commit suicide, you'll be stupid enough to do it.